Before we begin today's eerie journey, we would like to extend a special thank you to all of you who have subscribed to the channel and accompanied us in every video. Your support is the motivation for us to continue bringing you mysterious and thrilling stories from around the world. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any new videos. Please like the video if you enjoy the content, and feel free to leave a comment to share your thoughts or feelings. We are always eager to hear your own chilling stories, especially if you've ever visited one of the haunted locations we're about to mention or live near them. Please share your experiences. Who knows, your story might just be the content for our next videos. Now, without keeping you waiting any longer, let's get ready to dive into an exploration of chilling tales, dark history, and supernatural encounters at the 10 most haunted locations in Canada. These places not only send shivers down your spine due to their tragic pasts, but also because of the supernatural mysteries that continue to unfold to this day. Do you have enough courage to face the ghosts that linger in these hotels, churches, and mysterious forests with us? Stay tuned until the end of the video to discover the scariest stories. Haunted location number 10, the Empress Hotel, Victoria. Located on the west coast of Canada, the Empress Hotel is one of the most famous and luxurious hotels in Victoria, British Columbia. Built in 1908, the hotel is not only an attractive tourist destination, but also a place filled with many intriguing ghost stories. The Empress Hotel plays an important role in the history of Victoria, having hosted many significant and famous figures, including members of the British Royal Four. One of the most frequently mentioned stories involves an elderly carpenter who worked at the hotel during its construction. Unfortunately, he fell from a high floor while working and died on the spot. Since then, his spirit has haunted the hotel, particularly around the area near where he met his tragic fate. Guests and hotel staff have reported hearing the sound of a hammer pounding nails at night, and when they went to check, no one was there. Some even claim to have seen the silhouette of an old worker standing quietly by the window before disappearing. However, the carpenter's story is not the only supernatural phenomenon at the Empress. Another tale involves a mysterious female guest seen wearing a classic white dress who strolls through the hotel's hallways. Some visitors have shared that they witnessed them. Another spirit is believed to belong to a guest who committed suicide in his room. The story recounts that this man hanged himself after enduring a painful unrequited love. Many guests who have stayed in this room reported an overwhelming feeling of sadness upon entering, and some even sensed an invisible but very palpable presence. Occasionally, the furniture in the room moves on its own, and some guests assert they have seen the figure of the man standing at the foot of the bed, staring at them in the darkness. Additionally, the Empress Hotel is famous for tales of other spirits, such as an elderly gentleman in a tailcoat who often appears in the lobby and mysteriously vanishes. Many believe he was one of the hotel's earliest guests, possibly having died in his room. With a rich history coupled with unexplainable supernatural phenomena, the Empress Hotel has become an ideal destination not only for those who love luxury, but also for those passionate about ghost stories. The combination of past and present, grandeur and mystery has made the Empress one of the most haunted locations, not just in Canada, but around the world. Haunted location number 9, Fortress Louisbourg, Nova Scotia. Fortress Louisbourg is an ancient military settlement located on Cape Breton Island, Nova Scotia. Built in the 18th century, the fortress witnessed many bloody battles and devastating destruction, particularly during the conflicts between France and Britain in the colonial era. With its tragic history and significant role in warfare, it's no surprise that many restless souls are believed to still roam throughout this fortress. One of the most famous ghost stories at Louisbourg involves a young soldier who was killed in battle. It is said that his spirit still haunts the cold stone walls of the fortress, often appearing as a shadowy figure in old military uniform. Visitors and security personnel have reported hearing footsteps echoing through the empty corridors at night, despite there being no one around. Some have even seen strange lights flickering atop the watchtower, where, according to legend, the soldier used to stand guard throughout his life. In addition to the soldier's story, many visitors have reported other strange phenomena, such as the sound of a violin playing from empty rooms with no musician present. Some believe it to be the sound of an unfinished concert, reflecting the romance and tragedy of life within the fortress. Moreover, some visitors have experienced a sudden chill upon entering dark rooms within the fortress, as if someone were watching them. Gentle sighs and the feeling of being touched on the shoulder are common occurrences that remain unexplained. There are also reports of shadowy figures of women in colonial attire seen standing by the windows, gazing out at passers-by as if searching for something lost. Today, Louisbourg is not only a popular tourist destination, but also a living museum, allowing visitors to explore the life of residents in the 18th century. However, for those brave enough to visit at night, the cold and gloomy atmosphere here surely evokes a sense of the eerie past. Nighttime ghost tours attract a large number of tourists eager to experience ghost stories and feel the haunting history of this fortress. The supernatural phenomena contribute to an air of mystery, making Louisbourg one of the most haunted locations in Canada. Haunted location number 8, Screamers Tunnel, Ontario. Just a short distance from Niagara Falls lies a small tunnel, but locals will warn you that this is not a place you want to visit after dark. The Screamers Tunnel is named after a chilling legend. Many years ago, a girl engulfed in flames ran through the tunnel in a desperate attempt to save herself, but tragically died right at the entrance. Her screams are said to still echo through the tunnel on Wednesday nights, causing many to avoid the area. Brave souls who venture through the tunnel at night have reported hearing those screams, and some have even felt an invisible force pulling them, making it difficult to leave. It's said that if you light a fire in the tunnel, it will mysteriously extinguish, followed by distant, agonizing cries, creating an atmosphere filled with tension and eeriness. Some have even seen flickering lights at the end of the tunnel, only for them to vanish as they approached, leaving behind a sense of confusion and fear. The legend of Screamers Tunnel doesn't stop with the girl's story. Some believe that her ghost has become part of this site, carrying with it tales of other tortured souls from local fires. Many lives were lost in devastating blazes in the area during the 19th century, and some even recount that the cries of those who once lived here can be heard on stormy nights, with the sound of water cascading from Niagara Falls serving as a backdrop to the sorrowful sounds. Locals often refuse to go near the tunnel after sunset, as a sense of gloom and fear envelops anyone who lingers too long, even during the day. The atmosphere there seems to await the descent of night, when the girl's ghost will again cry out in despair. Even those who have never experienced any strange phenomena cannot deny that something feels off here, making Screamers Tunnel a mysterious and eerie destination that attracts thrill seekers and those looking for a scare. Haunted location number 7, the Screamer of Dungarvan, New Brunswick. Deep within the forests of New Brunswick lies a place that has instilled fear in the hearts of locals for generations, the Dungarvan River. While it may appear serene on the surface, it conceals a much darker reality, a murder tied to the tragic death of a young lumberjack who was killed by the camp cook. His scream for justice continues to echo throughout the woods, earning him the name, the Screamer of Dungarvan. According to the tale, after the lumberjack was murdered, his body was buried without any explanation, and the camp cook mysteriously vanished. However, shortly after, eerie screams began to resonate through the forest, leaving everyone bewildered. The remaining lumberjacks quickly fled, abandoning the camp. Local legends suggest that this murder was not an isolated incident. Many believe that the Dungarvan Woods have witnessed other bloody events in the past, with conflicts leading to the deaths of both indigenous people and early settlers. Those living nearby even claim to hear whispers from the trees, as if recounting horrifying tales from a dark history. To this day, campers or hikers near the Dungarvan River still hear those chilling screams, loud and clear, as if the forest itself is mourning. Those who venture close to the river have even reported seeing shadowy figures darting between the trees, giving the unsettling feeling of being watched. The screams seem to emanate from everywhere and nowhere, growing louder as night falls, until the air feels charged with fear. Locals believe that the restless spirit of the lumberjack will never depart until justice is served. But until that time, his screams will continue to haunt the river, warning anyone who comes too close. Furthermore, some have sought to decipher this story by conducting rituals at the Dungarvan River, hoping to bring peace to the lumberjack spirit. However, each attempt only results in the screams growing louder, serving as a reminder that the past cannot be buried and that justice still awaits. Haunted location number 6, Banff Springs Hotel, Alberta. Banff Springs is not only famous for the stunning natural beauty of the Rocky Mountains, but also for the Banff Springs Hotel. Dubbed the Castle of the Rockies and one of the most supernatural places in Canada. Built in 1888, the hotel has witnessed many mysterious stories unfold within its walls. The most famous tale at Banff Springs is that of the Ghost Bride. Many years ago, a young bride in a white wedding dress tragically died on her wedding day. Legend has it that as she descended the grand staircase of the hotel, her wedding dress accidentally brushed against a candle and caught fire. In a panic, she lost her balance and fell down the stairs, dying on the spot. Since then, the Banff Springs Hotel has become a place haunted by her spirit. Numerous visitors have reported seeing the image of a bride in a white dress wandering the staircase or standing quietly by the window, as if waiting for something she would never receive. In some versions of the story, this bride is not only said to haunt the hotel, but is also frequently spotted in other areas of Banff, from the surrounding forests to nearby trails, as if she is searching for a way back. Some hotel staff have even noted an unusual chill whenever passing through the stairway area, as if an invisible hand is touching them. Not only the bride, but a mysterious hotel room is also the source of eerie tales. This room was closed off many years ago and is no longer open to the public. It is rumored that a family was murdered here, and since then, strange screams and knocking sounds have emanated from inside the room, despite no one being there. Furthermore, some guests who have stayed at the hotel reported feeling an unsettling sense of being watched when near this area, and some even felt as if someone were standing close to them, even though no one could be seen. Banff Springs Hotel has become a destination not only for nature lovers, but also for those fascinated by supernatural phenomena. With its rich history and chilling tales, it continues to attract visitors who seek to experience the mysterious atmosphere and may even catch a glimpse of a wandering spirit within the hotel's ancient walls. Haunted location number 5, Royal Alexandra Theatre, Toronto. The Royal Alexandra Theatre in Toronto, Canada, is one of the oldest theatres and is also one of the most famous haunted places. Built in 1907, this theater is not only a destination for performing arts lovers, but also a stop for those wishing to explore supernatural phenomena. One of the most popular ghost stories at the Royal Alexandra Theatre involves the spirit of a young actress. Many years ago, during a performance, this actress had an accident on stage and died shortly thereafter. Since then, it is believed that her ghost still lingers in the theater. Staff and audience members often see the silhouette of a woman in vintage performance attire, gently walking through the theater's corridors or quietly standing backstage looking out at the stage. Some even claim to have heard her singing echoing from secluded areas, as if she continues to perform despite having departed from this world. Many actors and staff have recounted feeling a sudden chill when preparing to go on stage or hearing vague, unexplainable whispers. Some have even spotted the actress's figure appearing in empty audience seats, as if she were still watching the performances she loved. Strangely, her ghost does not evoke a sense of threat. Rather, it seems to bring a sense of peace to those who love the performing arts. Some performers believe her presence can bring them good luck during their shows. Another story involves an elderly audience member who died in the theater many years ago. He is said to still haunt a particular seat, and sometimes this seat is seen gently shaking as if someone were sitting there, even though it is completely empty. His story is also linked to strange phenomena, such as applause ringing out from the audience when no one is sitting there, leading those present to feel as if he is still enjoying a performance. With its rich history and the presence of lingering souls, the Royal Alexandra Theatre is not just a place for outstanding performances, but also a repository of mysterious and eerie tales. Many haunted tours are organized to allow visitors to explore the mysteries surrounding the theater, providing an opportunity to experience the mystical atmosphere and the chilling legends associated with this place. Haunted location number 4, Chateau Laurier Hotel, Ottawa. The Chateau Laurier Hotel, located in the heart of Ottawa, is a stunning architectural landmark with a rich history. Built in 1912, the hotel is not only a luxurious retreat for important figures, but also a site filled with numerous supernatural stories. One of the most famous haunting stories at Chateau Laurier involves Charles Melville Hayes, the general manager of the Grand Trunk Pacific Railway. Hayes was the one who planned the construction of the hotel, but never got to see it completed. In 1912, while returning to Canada from England, he tragically died aboard the Titanic. Just weeks after his death, Chateau Laurier opened its doors to guests, but it is believed that Hayes' spirit remains here, haunting the place he never witnessed. Guests staying at the hotel have reported seeing the figure of a tall man in vintage clothing wandering through the hallways and disappearing behind closed doors. Some hotel staff have even heard heavy footsteps in the middle of the night coming from empty rooms. Charles Hayes' spirit is said to be non-threatening, yet his presence still makes many feel uneasy. There are even stories of him being spotted standing on the balcony or looking out of the window, as if he were still observing everything happening around the hotel he created. Additionally, the Chateau Laurier has witnessed many other strange phenomena, including objects mysteriously moving and the sounds of children's laughter echoing from somewhere in the vacant rooms. Some guests have heard piano music emanating from the lounge when no one was there, accompanied by inexplicable flickering lights. These stories have attracted numerous paranormal researchers and ghost enthusiasts eager to explore. The hotel has also hosted significant events and welcomed many politicians, artists, and famous figures, further enhancing the historical and mysterious atmosphere of the place. With its rich history and enigmatic tales, Chateau Laurier is not just a luxurious destination, but also one of the most haunted places in Canada, leaving many to wonder about the mysteries still hidden within its walls. Haunted location number 3, Chateau Frontenac, Quebec City. Perched high above old Quebec City, the magnificent Chateau Frontenac has stood tall since 1893, symbolizing luxury and grandeur. However, what few know is that this castle not only welcomes high-profile guests, but also harbors a restless spirit from the 17th century, Louis de Bullet, the former governor of Nouvelle-France. It is rumored that he never found peace after the tragic death of his fiancée and is often seen wandering the castle's halls in search of something. Guests frequently report feeling chills even in summer, strange shadows flickering on the walls, and mirrors reflecting images that aren't really there. Some have even awoken in the middle of the night, sensing that someone is watching them, only to glimpse a hazy figure at the foot of their bed. One woman described seeing a man in classic military attire slowly walk through her room before vanishing before her eyes. The strangest thing is that the hotel staff offer no explanation, but do not deny these supernatural occurrences. Some employees even claim to have felt his presence during meetings or while cleaning rooms, with phenomena such as furniture moving on its own or lights flickering unexpectedly without reason. Château Frontenac is not only famous for its ghost stories, but also for hosting many significant historical events, such as the Quebec Conference during World War II. This wealth of history adds to the mysteries surrounding the castle. If you ever stay at Château Frontenac, remember that you might not be entirely alone, even in the privacy of your room. This place is not just a luxurious stop, but also a site filled with memories and restless spirits, allowing anyone who steps here to sense the mystical and mysterious atmosphere of its history. Haunted location number 2, Stanley Park, Vancouver. Stanley Park, one of Canada's most famous parks, is not only a stop for tourists and locals, but also a site filled with many terrifying supernatural phenomena. Hidden within the dense forests of the park is Stanley Camp, an area that once served as a settlement for indigenous communities before being dismantled. One of the most famous ghost stories from Stanley Camp involves the screams and cries of restless spirits. Locals recount that on bright moonlit nights, they can hear the wails of women echoing from the deep woods. These sounds are believed to be those of indigenous women who lost their families and homes during forced relocations. Additionally, there have been reports of sightings of the spirits of old indigenous people wandering through the forest or standing by the shore, gazing longingly at the sunset. These phenomena often appear on foggy nights, adding an eerie and sinister atmosphere to the park. Many visitors have reported feeling a strange presence, as if someone were watching them while they explore the park. Stanley Park is also famous for several attractions with mysterious histories, such as the Indigenous Memorial and Totem Poles, which some believe contain the spirits of ancestors. Some witnesses have claimed to see misty clouds surrounding these totems at night, as if they were alive and witnessing everything that happens. In addition to supernatural phenomena, several real events have contributed to the park's mystique. For instance, numerous strange disappearances of visitors have occurred in this area without a trace, leading many to believe that something mysterious is lurking in the dense forest. Some visitors even report feeling watched while strolling through the park at night, occasionally catching glimpses of shadows flitting past them, only to vanish immediately. This combination of natural beauty and haunting tales makes Stanley Park an unmissable destination for those interested in exploring the mysteries of history and supernatural phenomena. Haunted location number 1, Fairmont Le Château Frontenac Hotel, Quebec. The Fairmont Le Château Frontenac, perched atop a hill in Quebec City, is one of the most beautiful and famous hotels in Canada. Built in the late 19th century, the hotel not only serves as a retreat for notable figures, but also hosts numerous supernatural phenomena. The most famous ghost story associated with Château Frontenac involves Louis de Buade, Count Frontenac, a governor of New France in the 17th century. When he died, his body was returned to France according to his wishes, but legend has it that his spirit remains in Quebec. It is believed that the ghost of Count Frontenac haunts the hotel named after him, with many reports of a man in an old-fashioned cloak wandering the hotel's hallways. Another story tells of a couple who experienced supernatural phenomena in their room. In the middle of the night, they saw a ghostly figure standing at the foot of their bed, staring at them before vanishing. The couple recounted that the air in the room suddenly turned cold, and they felt an unusual sense of anxiety wash over them when the ghost appeared. They couldn't explain the phenomenon, but similar stories have been shared by many other guests who claim to have felt or seen the presence of spirits during their stay at the hotel. A common phenomenon at the Fairmont Le Château Frontenac is unexplained footsteps echoing in the hallways at night. Hotel staff have also reported hearing laughter or whispering in deserted areas, and when they go to investigate, no one is there. Notably, there are reports of lights in rooms changing spontaneously for no apparent reason, and some guests have complained about furniture occasionally moving without anyone touching it. There is one particular room in the hotel rumored to be the site of the most supernatural occurrences, and some guests have refused to stay in this room after experiencing mysterious events. It is said that in this room, one of the hotel's most famous ghosts, a gray-haired man, often appears by the window, looking out at the St. Lawrence River, as if waiting for something or someone. Some even claim to have seen this man waving, creating the feeling that he is calling someone closer. Although Fairmont Le Château Frontenac is renowned for its beauty and luxury, many visitors come out of curiosity about the ghost stories. Many believe that the spirits in the hotel are not malevolent, but simply seeking peace and refuge in this historically rich space. In fact, some hotel staff have mentioned that they feel as if the spirits are protecting the hotel, maintaining a warm and welcoming atmosphere despite the mysterious occurrences. The famous haunted locations in Canada are not merely attractions for those who enjoy the mysterious. They also hold many tragic and thrilling historical stories that reflect significant periods in the past. From luxurious hotels like Fairmont Le Château Frontenac, where numerous guests have experienced strange phenomena, to the wild forests of Stanley Park, where the sighs of history blend with the tranquility of nature. Each place carries a piece of the past, with souls that cannot yet leave the earthly realm. These stories do not simply spark curiosity, they also compel us to reflect on the complex relationship between the present world and the afterlife. The wandering souls in these spaces, like shadows of memories, remind us of lives once lived and dreams unfulfilled. When we stand before these sites, it is not just a journey to explore the beauty of the landscape, but also a profound quest for human identity, for pain and hope, for life and death. Ultimately, the tales of haunting are not just mysterious legends, but vivid accounts of humanity and history that help us gain a deeper understanding of the lives of those who came before us. We come not only to seek thrills, but also to feel a connection to the past, to cherish forgotten memories, and to understand that, despite the passage of time, these stories will live on, forever etched in the minds of those who dare to explore.